what, 20 years, I guess. I mean, they've been beefing almost as long as Ja Rule and 50. So Dwight Howard is finally standing up to Shaq after years of verbal abuse and criticism and just flat out just hating on this man. You know what I mean? It's getting to a point. It's almost like when you in school and you seeing the same kid get picked on over and over. People eventually develop sympathy for that kid. Like, come on, enough is enough. Stall him out, Debo. And it's been like, I get it, as Shaq spent the second half of Dwight's career as an analyst. So this critique, so he was able to get away with a few things at some point. But the similarities were there from the beginning. You know, both drafted by Orlando, both big, silly personalities. I think the Superman thing kind of really triggered Shaq. I don't know why, you know, and Dwight explains in this clip on this podcast, most players, you know, you should be happy somebody wants to look up to you and wants to be like you and wants to impersonate you or whatever it is. He always took it the wrong way. And he always was upset about it, and he always just gave Dwight a hard time. Pause. He just always gave him a difficult time. So he wrote on Twitter, this was Shaq, and he added him, he said, "The fact that you think I care about you is funny, but I won't never bring up your name again. Sensitive big man. A jokester that can't take a joke. Won't ever say your name again. Have a great day. And now you have been deleted. Have a great day. Hashtag I never cared. Hashtag trust me. Hashtag don't need validation. You do. Hashtag stay off podcast. Hashtag the fact that you think I care is funny. Hashtag you gotta respect. You gotta have respect. Show respect to get respect. Hashtag now you're dead to me." Wow. So this is what Shaq said. And Dwight respectfully goes in and he fired back. And you see, as he says, "I know you care because your insecure has been hating and talking shit for 20 years. You too big to be this insecure. I hope you don't bring my name up again. 52 years old, tweeting me and still hating." Now, all this time you was joking. You've always been jealous of Kobe, Penny, D-Wade. You jealous of Charles too. Go move around, big, lazy, insecure ass. I still have that long 5-paragraph deep direct message you sent me a couple years ago telling me that I'm not that great to hate. And you still doing it. It's 2025. Grow the hell up and move on. Wow. So, I mean, Dwight is finally standing up to his bully. I mean, he took a lot from Shaq throughout the years. It kind of reminds me in Goodfellas with Tommy, Joe Pesci, and Billy Batch came home, his OG, and he still was clowning him like he was a little kid. Yeah, like that shit gets old after a while. And it's the longest running joke ever is just Dwight getting bullied by Shaq. So Dwight went on his podcast, and I guess this is what Shaq was responding to. And hopefully they don't get me in trouble for this. This is a clip from Dwight on this podcast discussing the whole thing.
I hated the most is the fact that he always thought I was trying to be him or be like him. But again, if I wanted to be you or be like you, shouldn't you take that as a compliment and to show how great you are as a player and a person?
Yeah.
I ain't never wanted to be Shaq in any level. Now, have I wanted to take certain things from him, his life, and implement for my life?
Of
Hell
course.
yeah, I do that with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, all these people. Why? Because they have certain things that I'm like, hey, I could use that and make myself better.
Yeah.
I see how Magic Johnson smiled all the time. I'm gonna smile.
Yes.
All he did was smile.
Yeah, I
and
forgot
have a
about
good
that.
time.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I smile?
Yeah.
Magic Johnson smiled and got him all this stuff. So let me smile. All right, Shaq, I just never, he's 7'3", 7'2", big old, that's him. Never disrespected him.
Yeah.
But he's always had something to say. And, you know, there's times where I gotten upset and I'm like, yo, Shaq, this gotta stop, man.
Oh, so you actually talked to him about it?
I tried to. I literally, during Dancing with the Stars, somebody said that they're really close with Shaq and they were working with me. And I said, hey, man, do you mind sending Shaq a message, you know, to try to figure out like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Can we have a sit down conversation? Because every conversation or every time I hear or see something about you is you disrespecting me on some type of level. And at this point, I'm like, do we need to throw hands? Like, what are we doing? Because I have not ever, like, for me, the only thing I would do with Shaq is mimic his voice. Do like that. But what else can I mimic him about?
Dwight wants to throw hands. Look, I'm for it. You know what I mean? I think Dwight is like, he's got to be like 39, 40. Shaq's 52. I don't know. But I know Shaq was saying he wanted to do some type of exhibition NBA versus NFL thing. Him and Gronk was talking about that. But look, doubt it if that happens. But yeah, he's got points. I mean, you've seen times when Shaq gets upset when him and Charles are joking on TNT, and Charles will get him with a good joke, and you'll see Shaq get upset. You know, Shaq was the big brother to Kobe, but yet he was probably more detrimental to that whole thing than anybody. You know, Penny, you know, he brought up D Wade. So, I mean, Shaq has always been insecure in a lot of ways. Biggest, you know, the big dominant force of the NBA, but he has a really petty personality at times. And yes, it's not a good look for Shaq. And that's saying something because Shaq is very much respected in the NBA. And he's one of the GOATs. But yeah, I mean, how you dictate yourself is crazy. Now look, I get it. He thought because they were comparing Dwight Howard to Shaq. Dwight was supposed to be the next Shaq, and he never lived up to it. He won some Defensive Player of the Year awards, a bunch of All-Star appearances. He was a great player, had a great career, but he wasn't Shaq. He wasn't a 4-time champion. He wasn't an MVP. None of that. And it's like maybe that's why Shaq feels offended by it because that's who. In the back of his mind, people compare him to Dwight. And it's like, not really. Like, I don't even think about Dwight Howard when I reflect on Shaq's career most of the time. I really don't. But in Shaq's mind, I guess he feels like they're joined together. It's like, nah, bro. Like, you're a legend. And Dwight had his own good career, respectfully. But, you know, at this point, like I say, if Dwight said he want the smoke. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. Put up the boxing gloves, Shaq. Let's get this over with. If you're ready to see that, you know what I mean? I just don't see Shaq with them big bad feet being able to move around. But we'll see. I mean, Shaq has done some wrestling appearances, but I don't know if Shaq is willing to put up them hands with Dwight. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, help the algorithm. I'm out.